Uh, so good morning all. Nagaraj, Iram,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
so this person join பண்ணிட்டாரா?
ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டாங்க சார். பிரசன்னா ஐஐடிகே அப்படிங்கிற ஐடியில் உள்ள வந்திருக்காங்க.
Morning. Nagaraj, Iram.
ஆடிபிளா சார்?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, so நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பிரசன்னா சார் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா நம்ம?
Hello sir, I'm audible.
Yes sir, you're audible. So I'll just give a brief introduction about then we will start. Just hold one second, sir. Okay, so good morning all. I would like to welcome the participants, the resource person and my colleagues for this webinar on waste to wealth. So I'm Daniel Prabhakaran. I'm Chief Executive Officer of Annamalai Innovation and Incubation Research Foundation. So I would like to give a brief introduction about Annamalai Innovation and Incubation Research Foundation. I'll just share my PPT. Okay, so Annamalai Innovation and Incubation is a research and foundation is a shaikshanik company, and we are supported by Entrepreneurship Development Innovation Institute, Government of Tamil Nadu. So basically, we are technology business incubator, and technology business incubator is a place where we help startups, entrepreneurs, and innovators to develop their innovative ideas or company by providing full-scale range service, starting with training, office space, networking, and ending with venture capital funding. So we are also facilitating for innovation voucher program. It's a flagship program of Entrepreneurship Development and Innovation Institute. So our major thrust area is advanced manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, life science, and water and environmental technologies. So so we are giving different support system for our incubators and startups. So starting from company registration, Startup India registration, facilitating for our Startup India registration, IPR support. We are also providing startup kit worth 1 lakh from Bank of Baroda. Also giving internship support for our incubators. So we are also running a startup accelerator program, and we are also conducting mentor connect program for our startups. So we have a mentor pool for around 60 to 65 mentors, and we are giving a mentor connect program based on their requirement. So yes, we are providing us tech support. We have developed a complete full-fledged fab lab for our startups and innovators. You can utilize our fabrication lab to develop your product. Yes, we are giving marketing guidance for the startup. So whoever want to get guidance for marketing their product, so we'll give the marketing support to them. And as I said, we are facilitating for innovation voucher program. We are also giving um, we are also facilitating for TANSEED program. So TANSEED program is also a flagship program for of startup TN. So we are also conducting innovation contest, and also we are supporting startup to participate in innovation contest. So one of our startups has participated in Taikothon. So uh, they are into the final stage of Taikothon, and two of our startups participated in Agri Hackathon, and also they are into the finals. So we also doing product showcase of product showcase in different themes. So we also doing networking program. So we are connecting startups with uh, our mentors and also investors for getting funding opportunity for funding opportunity. So totally, we have right now we have around 14 startups incubated in a startup in our incubator, and I have listed down a number of startups who are in our incubator. So these are the upcoming of ARF. So we are going to conduct different types of program based on the startups requirement. So we are going to conduct precision farming, digital marketing workshops, and we're going to conduct art of fundraising through innovation voucher program. So and also masterclass series on industry 4.0. So these are the upcoming programs. So if you want, you can participate, or you can reach to us. We can help you out to participate. And so thank you for hearing me patiently. So if you have any queries, please post in the chat box. So will try to answer your questions. And I'm also I so let me introduce Mr. Sriram, manager ARF. So Sriram, over to you.
Thank you, sir. So good morning to one and all present here. So it's my immense pleasure to introduce our resource person, Mr. K.M. Prasanna Kumar, sir. So Mr. Prasanna Kumar, sir, is a BIRAC SPASH Fellow of Startup Incubation and Innovation Center, IIT Kanpur. He was the youngest Indian to attend Indo-German Center for Sustainability School 2019. He has received a grant of 1,330 euros from the German Academic Exchange Service for attending that event. And also he has received Innovation Mini Kick grant of 5 lakhs from BIRAC for his startup project on waste to wealth. Still, there are many things to quote about him, but as the time is very short, I will hand over the session to him without further delay. So, Mr. Prasanna Kumaran, sir, you may proceed, please. Prasanna Kumaran, sir, are you in the session now? Nagaraj, I hope he is not in the session now. He have just now messaged me. I think he have left the meeting room and unable to log in. Can you please admit him? He is waiting in the waiting room. Nagaraj, are you here?
Sriram, he's working on it. Please wait.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
I can't find him in the waiting room, sir. That's what.
It's not in the waiting room.
சாப்பிட்டு சரி நான் போய் பார்த்துட்டேன்.
ரொம்ப நேரத்துல நிக்க முடியாது. ரொம்ப நேரம்
The room. Sir, present. Prasanna Kumar, sir?
Sir, I am in.
Okay, fine. You can start your.
Okay.
So thank you for accepting our invitation to act as a resource person, sir. So we are very much we are associating with you. So thank you for your presence, and you can start your session. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Nagaraj, the screen sharing is disabled, I think.
Okay, sir. I have activated.
Okay. Okay, fine. Warm greetings on all present here, the respective participants, and also the Annamalai Innovation and Incubation Research Center. I hope my voice is audible to all.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, we will start from here, this slide, and also some of the things, first of all, explained about myself and all things regarding the what are the experience, and also the BIRAC, and in the sense of the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, and also some regarding that IGCS, summer school, winter school, all things. First of all, what I will do with this webinar in the sense of what are the waste to value sectors, in the sense of, first of all, I have to explain what is meant by waste, and also what are the waste management technologies we have, where we lagging, and also not only the waste management, and also what are the recycling technologies, and also the sense of upcycling, not only the recycling, the upcycling thing, and also some of the examples of live startups, what are the startups working in waste to value sector, and also award winning startup in the sense of waste to value sector. Finally, in the sense of what are the funds and grants, especially from BIRAC, what are the schemes we have, what are the funds and grants we have in BIRAC, and also, if the time permit me, I will just share the format of the BIRAC, the big, in the sense of big partner, the biotechnology ignition grant of nearly 50 lakhs. If I get time means, I will share the format of the big grant, how to apply with respect to some examples. Yeah, first of all, here we have to know the basic. First of all, we know the basic means only we have to move further. Why we called as a waste and all things? Because there is a lot of waste or we are producing, and also even if you open the newspaper or some articles or some TV channels or here and there, everywhere you have one word called waste. Otherwise, sometimes we have some that industrial waste, hazardous waste, all things comes under. But we have to know the correct definition of waste by the UNO, the United Nation Organization, regarding the waste. It will be unusable materials, yeah, because there's a lot of waste. Even some waste will be unusable in the primary, but it will be used in secondary usage, like the second-hand mobiles, and also sometimes we go for the recycling. It all comes under waste only. Now, before we go inside the waste management things all, first of all, we know what are the important types of waste. Yeah, in the sense of important types of waste, because there is a lot of wastes or we are producing, and also it is not a surprise thing. Our India will be the second and third one to produce a huge amount of waste. And also the main categories are industrial waste, and also the agriculture waste, and also the medical waste, radioactive waste, and hazardous waste. And also our India during that COVID situation, we are producing tons of medical waste, and also radioactive waste. While comparing to other developed countries, the India, the radioactive waste will be very less. But when comparing to other countries, the agriculture waste will be, we are the main role play in the agriculture waste management, and also agriculture waste protection. And also hazardous waste like that used oils, then the sense of petrol, diesel will all comes under hazardous waste. The industrial waste, how and also when the industrial waste will make a huge problem is simply the industrial revolution by the British government in India. Afterwards only we get a lot of industrial development as well as the industrial waste. So this is one of the simple example I have regarding if the country will be developing means in the sense of the GDP or in the sense of we having the per capita income, lot of things are comes under the waste. It will directly in the sense of directly proportional to the waste management, because if you have money means if your buying capacity will increase, and also it make the waste production will be more and more. And also the main thing in the sense of resources, what are the resources we have, the sense of waste. First of all, the residential, we already know about our household waste, all things will come to residential. The commercial, the supermarkets and also textile industries will all come to the commercial. The industry, the institutional, in the sense of the educational institutions, research institutions, and also the recent news. I don't know how many of you are aware about it. I think the yesterday news, the sense of the tire recycling industry in Tamil Nadu getting fired. The sense of the fire accident will made. This one of the comes under the institutional, and also the industrial. The sense of there's a lot of industries. The main player in the industrial in the sense of tannery industries. The sense of the tannery industry made the main point in the Dindikal and Madurai districts, and also the municipal solid waste. Yeah, the construction and demolition debris, and also the municipal solid waste we simply called as MSW, that's municipal solid waste. And also we have a lot of things will comes under the municipal solid waste. There's a mixture of waste. There's a mixture of waste, and also even we are the producers of that municipal solid waste. And also treatment facilities. What are the waste will create in treatment facilities? Yeah, the treatment facility, the sense of the ETB plants, we have a recycling plant, we have a manufacturing plant. Every plant also makes some amount of waste. And also agriculture. Yeah, I already explained about agriculture waste itself. And also during the COVID situation in Delhi, in news itself, you get a lot of information. Delhi is lagging oxygen, not medical oxygen. In the sense of the oxygen present in the atmosphere will be very less. While comparing to other states, the oxygen will be very less. Especially from the news article, in the sense of the Street Journal, the American journal, Street Wall Journal, they explain the air quality index, in the sense of air quality index where the India will be located. Yeah, and also we are somewhat lucky, or thus much of lucky, we simply will be in the third place in the sense of the worst air quality index. The first place will be our brother country called the Pakistan, and the second one will be the Bangladesh, and third one will be the India. These are the three countries will be make a leading role in the sense of the air quality index. But main thing, there is no USA is there is no China is there, but the billionaire countries, in the sense of millionaire countries, the India play a main role in the sense of third place. And also, first of all, we have to know how much of waste we have to produce, because you thinking, for example, if there is a one medical sorry, for one birthday gift, in the sense of the one student giving a one chocolate of one student. It will be one student, one chocolate. The one chocolate paper will be not a problem. The same, the whole class will be the 60 to 70. The 70 chocolate papers, it's not a big deal. Again, you go for a whole sixth standard, nearly 300 students means the 300 chocolates papers. Yeah, it is some amount. But the whole school, it's nearly 2,000 to 3,000. It make a big head tag. So we have to know how much of waste we have to produce, and also due to population increase, the wasting will also increase. And also look at the number. That's the fourth point. Look at the number, the per capita generation of waste. What is meant by per capita generation of waste? It's simple, but per day, per person, how much of waste they produce. It's called per capita income. The normal, the average waste produced from the Indian family will be 2 or 3, the sense of 1 to 1.5 kgs of waste. It's not only the waste, it will contain the organic part, inorganic part, a lot of things. The per person will nearly produce 200 to 600 grams. You say simply, yeah, I am the only one. The person in the family. I just producing 250 grams. It's nearly very less. But just look at the 365 days, the 200 grams into 130 to 140 million peoples. How much of waste we have to produce? If you go to the, even I don't know how many of you are aware about the dumping yards, the landfills, lot of things. And also the best example of landfill in the sense of the Chennai. I don't know how many of you know about the exact place, Perungudi. It's one of the huge amount of landfills, and also the things will be in the Tamil Nadu. And also there's a lot of things are doing here and there. And also even our Prime Minister also says it is not easy task, because there is a lot of people.
And starting a owner effectively full time.
There is a lot of people are there, and also we have to change our own mindset to make a clean India. It is not an easy task. And also this is our present status of waste management. Some of the people says there's a lot of disasters are there, the earthquake are there, and also tsunamis are there, lot of things. But the waste thing also is one of the disaster in the Indian country, because of we simply thrown. Even I don't know before, but now our children or the teenagers will be very smart. They simply not throwing the waste in the streets. They simply thrown into the dustbins. And also the debris waste make a main attack. And also the during the COVID situation, the biomedical waste will be simply mixing with the sense of simply mixing with the municipal solid waste. And also the main problem in the waste management sector in the sense of segregation at point. The sense of segregation itself indicate you have to segregate, and also you have to make a basic knowledge regarding what is mean by organic waste, what is mean by inorganic, whether it is biodegradable, whether it is non-biodegradable, whether it is harmful or not harmful, whether it is hazardous or non-hazardous. You have to know how to change things. And also sometimes the plastic bottles, all things, you have to know the how much of recycling capacity we have. These are the present status of waste management in our India. Not only India, there's a lot of developing countries like Vietnam, and also the Thailand, and also some African countries. They also make a huge problem in the waste management sector. And also it will affect the carbon credit of the environment also. Now before we go inside the hierarchy part, this is the pyramid in the sense of the waste management options. First of all, which one the most favored option, next one the least favored option. But in India, not in India, the mindset of people, definitely goes to the least of favored option, but it's not a good thing. But most of the people will go inside the disposal. If you have waste means you have to simply dump it in the landfills. Simply, the problem will be solved. It's look like it's not a problem solving method. It is a problem producing method and also a problem making method. First of all, the most favored option will be go for the prevention. We have to prevent the waste. The sense of we have to prevent the waste. Afterwards, we have to minimize the waste, whether it is made to minimize. The sense of minimize using to reduce the single-use plastics, to go for the metal things or PET bottles. Sometimes afterwards, the second, third one, the reuse. You have to reuse the things. There's a lot of African, the European countries are making the reuse of things. I'm not include the US, but also afterwards the recycling, we reuse, we go for the recycling of aluminum cans. A lot of recycling methods are that. Afterwards, we go for the energy recovery. Yeah, you have to recover the energy from the waste. The sense of the incinerators and also some waste to the energy technologies on that, and also disposal. This is one of the least of favored option. The main thing, the waste will not to enter into the soil. This is one of the main objective of the waste management. If don't have anything, we don't have any option means we go for the disposal, and also the disposal will be in the name of that composting or vermicomposting, like that we go for the disposal. Yeah, and also before we go for the zero waste philosophy, first of all, I have one video regarding you are thinking how much of waste we have to producing, and I have one video regarding how much of waste and also how the landfill look like. It's like of the virtual tour of landfill. Yeah, I will share my video. Whether it's visible to all.
Yes, sir.
You can imagine it's just a depression in which we are putting waste. So what happens to all that waste? All this enters our groundwater, it pollutes our air, it pollutes the land.
इसमें स्मेल के साथ साथ ऐसी धुआं आता है, ऐसा पोल्यूशन आता है कि जो बीमारियों की जड़ है।
As you earn more and more, as your economy booms, you are definitely going to buy more stuff. And it's no rocket science to say that as you buy more stuff, you're going to waste more stuff. You're going to throw away more stuff. So that is the challenge of a young developing India today.
Yeah, okay, fine. I think now you get an idea regarding how the landfill will look like, how big the landfill, even you can't imagine. It's a big in the sense of 40 football grounds will be combined to make a landfill, and also the height. It's nearly look like a Taj Mahal. Look, they say more height from the Taj Mahal itself. Look at the waste. It's nearly the point itself indicate if you more and more the sense of more and more you get a money, you have to buy a more stuff, the more stuff it will make the more waste. Yeah. Next of all, we go for the zero waste philosophy. I already explained about what is the sense of what are the things we make a problem. Afterwards, we go. Afterwards, we go for the zero waste philosophy. Yeah, because this is one of the trending things in the sense of even you go for the waste water treatment, they simply say zero water discharge, and also zero waste philosophy. They simply the main objective of the zero waste will be you don't send your waste into landfill or incinerators. And also we have to make some better designs to make the landfills will be secured, and also we make some new approaches, and also we have to change the attitudes, lifestyles, because our teenagers are very smart regarding these attitudes and all things. We have to mostly nowadays they have to use the recycled materials, and also sometimes the recycled bags are there, and also they don't go for the single-use plastic. They simply use the PET bottles, and otherwise sometimes they also use the metal bottles like that. It also make something new to the environment, and also it will be a new trend revolving around the teenagers now itself. Even I don't know how many of you know about the recycled bags nowadays in your market, and also they get a logo regarding the recycled cotton or the recycled cloth like that. So there is a goal to reduce the waste system. And also we need some innovative things to make a waste management will be more effective because of the rapid development in industrialization, because our India will be a developing country, so industrialization is a more important factor. And also even we are the second one in the population thing, the increasing population is directly proportional. If the population will be more, means the waste generation also will increase, and also lot of landfills reaching capacity. Yeah, there's a lot of landfills will be fully packed in the sense of I explained here the Delhi, the sense of the Ghaziabad, and also the Chennai things, the Perugudi, all things will be mixed. And also these are some things you have to understand. The sense of the landfill bioreactors will involve in the landfills itself. It's simply the same like the landfill, but it will be controlled atmosphere. The landfill will be in a controlled atmosphere. And also you have make the leachate recirculation. What is meant by leachate? Yeah, how many of you are aware of the leachate, chelates? It's a liquid, the liquid type of this liquid coming from the waste, in the sense of the landfill, the liquid will be coming from the landfills. What happened? The leachate will be more poisonous while comparing to other things. Yeah, definitely. The leachate will be the more poisonous things, even you don't imagine. I read an article regarding the leachate. The leachate poisonous percentage will be more high while comparing to cyanide. And also it will mix with the groundwater, and also it make a lot. The cyanide will be dense to death, but the leachate, what happened? It will affect our organs, and also it induce the cancer cells. That's the main problem in the leachate. So you have to recirculate the leachates to make sense, so it will not touch the ground. And also you have to increase the decomposition rate. If you increase the decomposition rate, the capacity of the landfill will be increases. That's the main thing of the landfill bioreactors. And also how you accelerate the decomposition by using some moisture, or sometimes you have to make some controlled temperature. You have to increase the decomposition. And also this is some example of how the sanitary landfills will look like. It's a sanitary landfill or engineered landfill. The engineered landfill itself indicate the sense of you have to make a layer of, you have to make the plastic layer or the clay layer to avoid the contact between the waste with the soil. Also the aquifer is the water, the groundwater table will be in the aquifer only. And also we make some vegetative sheet upward, and also there's a lot of topsoils are there. And also here we get a monitoring well, the groundwater monitoring well, because even though we have a layer, even though we have a plastered layer, but sometimes what happened? It will mix with the groundwater. That's why we have to monitor the groundwater every week. You have to monitor the groundwater, whether the groundwater BOD, COD will be the correct thing, the TDS will be in a correct form. So you have to know. Afterwards only you say, yeah, that the sanitary landfill will be in a correct, perfect form. So the lifespan will be the lifespan will be the 10 to 12 years of the landfill. So you have to deeply monitor whether the layers are perfectly packed or not. You have to know. This is the sanitary landfill. Nowadays, lot of things are we make sanitary landfills, and also we get a leachate treatment plant. We have to recirculate the leachates. After sometimes we also have the gas recovery, because the waste will be making some aerobic or anaerobic condition. It will make some methane. So you have to catch up the methane by using the gas recovery. So, so afterwards, in the sense of the conventional landfills, so conventional landfills the same things, but here we have to modify something different from the conventional landfill. Simply, you have to cover the upper side of the waste. Why we cover this upper side of the waste? You have to control the atmosphere of the waste, and also you have to control the prevention of the gas leakage. Just 2 minutes. Okay, fine. And also, why we make them plastic membrane? To reduce the escape of landfill gas. You say, what happened? This is simply the gas. What happened? The gas will emit means the main thing in the waste itself. It will make methane. The methane will be a combustible gas, and also it is a greenhouse gas, and also it has a lot of uses. So you have to recover the gas from the waste, and also if you increase the decompose and all things, it will make the landfill will be extension. Sense of the lifespan of the landfill will increase. There's a lot of advantages while making the coverage of the landfills. And also some of the bacteria will degrade the waste. The sense of some bacteria will be degrade the waste. Some ones will be converted the plastic into biodegradable polymers like that. And also it will make the PLAs, the sense of the polyhydroalkanates like that. And also nowadays we are very familiar with the bioplastics. The bioplastic will be the nothing but the polylactic acid, the PLA, to make the biofilms and bioplastics. And also the bioplastics will be same like the in the sense of same like the PET bottles and all things. What's the main thing will be it will be degraded by the microorganism. This is one of the main thing in the bioplastics. And also it will be eco-friendly, will be alternative to petrochemical based plastic. Yeah, the conventional plastic will be petrochemical based plastic, but here will be the polylactic acid plastics. And also the one startup regarding that Innoviron, they have to produce the bioplastic from the chicken feathers. Chicken feathers, and also there's a lot of applications in sense of packaging, coating, the biofilm coating, and also medical equipments. There's a lot of advantages in the using of bioplastics. And also we have to know. What is the difference between the traditional and modern concept. This slide will be very important one. This slide simply explain what is entrepreneurship in the sense of simply the one slide. Because of you have to convert the traditional concept to modern concept to make the entrepreneurship or startup. The bridge between the traditional concept and modern concept will be the innovation. The innovation is the key for the entrepreneurship. And also for the traditional concept, the concept will be long lasting year by year. You have to, and also it has some amount of risk is that the profit will be very less while comparing to things. So you have to change the modern concept to make something different from the traditional method. For example, the product will be same, but producing method in the sense of synthesizing method will be different, and also the synthesizing method will be same, the product will be different. The simply that the entrepreneurship will be explained. For example of the traditional concept to modern concept. For example, I get a simple example regarding the traditional concept. Everyone know the firewoods, and also the firewoods, the agricultural residues, or sometimes you have to use as a firing material for your wooden stoves or stoves. You simply using that firewoods to fire up. It is a traditional method. Even our before the Stone Age peoples like that, they also use the traditional concept. But how to change the traditional to modern concept? Yeah, the same thing, the same material we have, the sense of the modern same material we have, but you have to change the approach, the sense of by using the same firewoods, agricultural residues, you have to make the densification process, the sense of densification process to make the pellets. I don't know how many of you are aware about the briquettes, the TAM briquettes, bio briquettes. You have to change the traditional method to modern method to make the bio briquettes by using the firewoods, there is a firewoods and agricultural residues to make the briquettes by the help of densification process to make the briquetting pellets. This is one of the modern concept. And also the material will be same, but the technology will be make the main thing in the entrepreneurship and also the innovations. And also there is a huge amount of demand for the pellets in the foreign countries. Example, the Kenya, and also sometimes a lot of things they need a lot of pellets, but we don't have a correct supply in the sense of we will be insufficient to supply him. And also we know about the upcycling. I don't know how many of you are aware about upcycling. Some people simply knows what is the recycling and all things. I don't know how many of you are aware about upcycling. Yeah, upcycling will be the same like recycling, but the main thing in the upcycling will be the cycled product. The cycled product will be more quality while comparing to the raw material. The cycled product will be more quality. The recycling, the quality will be the main problem. If you have to recycle the one material, the quality of the material will be less. While comparing to raw material, the quality of the recycled material will be less. But the upcycling, it will be opposite to recycling. The quality of the product will be very high and also higher environmental value. And also, for example, the Americans will be the 2 lakhs 50 in the sense of 25 lakhs of plastic bottles they have to use, and also they have to purchase nearly 29 billions of bottles every year. What they will do with respect to the bottles? What will they do with the single-use plastic bottles? You say simply, our India, what they do? You say simply, yeah, we have to recycle the plastic, we have to separate the plastic, we have to recycle the plastic. You have to make something from the plastic to make the recycle the plastic. Where the economy will play. But here, what the economy will be play. But here, what the Americans will do. Now look at this is called the upcycled products. Look at the quality of the upcycled product. It is all will be produced from the plastic bottles itself. And look at the quality, and also look at the quality and also the luxurious thing. It will be economically more cost, but it will be very less while comparing to the plastic bottles. And also you have to make some sense regarding the flowers and also the ornamental lights and also the flower pots and also the some used for the irrigation things. Look at the thing in the sense of look like a very high-end product, but it will be not. This is one of the main and also main thing and also main advantage in the upcycling of things. And also, what are the upcycling businesses we have, especially in our world? What are the upcycling business things we have? We simply divided the upcycling business will be divided into two types. The sense of first one, the high technology business, and the second one will be the low technology business. The high technology business really comes under the waste to energy, waste to concentric materials, carbon capture, tiles, it all comes under the high technology business. But also the waste to energy things will be the huge amount. The India also, they also making lot of money from the waste to energy. And also they make the construction materials like roads, fiber blocks, and the carbon emission capture to tiles like that. It will be, for example, the waste to construction materials. In Madurai, the Vyagaraja College, the civil engineering in the sense of, I don't know how correct department, they make a plastic by using the plastic waste to make the roads. And also low technology business, yeah, is one of the main area you have to focus, because we are mostly we are waiting for the fund, and also we are waiting for the money from the central government to make some startups. So you have to make a lot of upcycled cloths or bags, upcycled fashion accessories, upcycled cosmetics, alternative packaging materials by using bioplastics, the organic dyes, upcycled foods also play a main thing. And also the upcycled fertilizer, there's a lot of business models will be, the business technology will be in the upcycling things. And also I have some upcycled pins. And also I have some examples with respect to the plastic bottles. Next we jump through the plastic bottles. Next we jump to newspapers. Yeah, you say what happened to the newspapers? Why you are having to recycle the newspaper? Because the newspaper will be biodegradable. It will be easily degradable into the soil. Then why you go for the recycling all things and also making some headaches to the students and also making some headache to the government? Why you making to pressure the government to make the recycling of papers? Yeah, the main problem in the where the paper will be produced. What is the raw material to make the papers? It's nearly the tree. They're nearly the tree. If you increase the usage of the paper itself, what happens? The deforestation of the plants will be the effect. So you have to reduce the recycling, reduce the deforestation things. So you have to recycle the paper. Even the Americans, nearly only 1/10 of the paper will be recycled, means they have to save the 25 millions of tree. It's nearly 1/10. Just look at the population of the America. It's nearly 30 million. But our India, we have the million of 130 to 140 millions. The correct census will be in the 2021. It will be nearly to 142 millions of people are there. Just look at the how much of trees we have to save each year. This is one of the main problem in the environment. And also, what are the upcycled gifts or upcycled product will be produced from the newspapers. Now, these are some examples and the pictures regarding the upcycled materials produced from the newspapers. And also look at the first one will be the paper drawings, and also second one the paper baskets, and also the using that the paper to make the plant basket or the in the sense, and also the using the waste paper to make the paper flowers, and also the paper drawings. These are the lot of upcycling technologies are there. You have some idea, you have an innovative mind, you have to produce lot of things from the waste, especially from the upcycling things. Not only from the newspapers. Next of all, we go for the cards. Even nowadays, in your wallet or packet, you have minimum 2 or 3 cards. Minimum you have 2 or 3 ATM cards or 2 or 3 gift cards like that. For example, the ATM credit card, debit card. Afterwards, you go for the Reliance Mall, they give a Reliance customer card. You go for supermarket, they give some customer cards. Afterwards, you go for the food court, all things. They also give some cards. Where the cards will go? The sense of where the cards will go, because there's a lot of cards are producing nearly 75 millions of cards we have to produce. But mostly the cards will be made up of what? PVC, the polyvinyl chloride. What we will do with the cards? Even our government, the Indian government, you make the chip maker cards during the chip maker cards, before the old cards will be discarded. Simply you have to broke the cards into 2 pieces, just thrown it in dustbin. That is our work. Even I also do the same thing. I'm not blaming anything, blaming to anyone. Even I am also do the same thing. But what are the things we have, especially from the gift cards? How we will do? What are you will ask? There is some upcycling gifts will be produced from the cards. Even you see nothing but it's a card. What you will do with that cards? Yeah, this is one of the surprising slide for you regarding the upcycled gifts, the upcycled products produced from the sense of produced from the cards, the PVC cards. Look at the first one, is the ornamental things, and also the second one will be the keychains, and the third one will be the charge cable protector, because you have to, because you will just roll the charger into the cords. You have to reduce the sense of the breakage. For sometimes the charger will break in the initial part of the charger. You have to reduce the things and also damage of the charger. It is a simple concept, but you have a simple concept you have to do. Next time, if you have to make some SIM cards or SIM card things, or if you have, just simply go to the YouTube and make how to make upcycled gifts from the visiting cards or gifts from the PVC card. They have some video. You just make some upcycled gift and also present to the other peoples. And also not only the things, and also we next of all we go for the go for the aluminum tins. And also I don't know India will be the main player in the aluminum tins, but we are the producers. But the usage will be mostly goes for the Americans. Look at the yearly using the 36 billions of aluminum cans every year. But why that much of focus began the aluminum means the aluminum will be the valuable metal to make the useful product. The life cycle is nearly they have the only the average person, the sense of single person per year, per lifetime, they have to recycle 25,000 of can. It's a huge pot, the 25,000 of can, and also it has a huge amount of money growing things. Yeah, and also this is the, I don't know how many of you believe this all things will be produced from the tins, the sense of aluminum cans. These are the ornamental belts, ornamental lights, the ornamental chains. All things will be produced from the aluminum things. Okay, fine. After that, we go for the upcycling in the sense of we go for the recycling things. What is the difference between upcycling and recycling? The main problem in the recycling, you have to make the product, but you don't expect the quality, and also you have to reduce the energy consumption. You have to reduce the energy usage. You have to make some job opportunities, and also you have to reduce the environment. A sense of, for example, you have to produce the metals means you have to definitely go for the mining process, extraction process, lot of process are there. So you have to go, it will affect the environment, and also the disposal problems, because if you recycle it means it will reduce the, I don't know, there is some disturbances or there, please mute. Okay, fine, thank you. And also it will reduce the disposal problems and cost. There is an advantage of the recycle. But why we go for the recycling? What is the advantage of the recycling? I suppose this is one of the important parameter, in the sense of one of the important table regarding the recycling methods, so advantage of recycled material. Yeah. First of all, this is the parameters regarding the energy, air pollution, water pollution, mining waste, water use. Why they called it means if you have to produce the fresh paper means you need a lot of energy, you need a lot of, make a lot of water, air pollution, water pollution like this. but you have to recycle the same thing. You have to recycle the paper. Means what the good thing will be, you have to reduce the energy saving of 20 to 70%. You have to reduce the air pollution of 74%. You have to reduce the water pollution of 35%. The mining will be not that, because the paper material will be produced from the plants. So you don't bother about the mining things. And also water use. We also use a lot of water. You have to reduce the water use technology. And also same thing like glass. The glass also same is nearly 4 to 22%. And also air pollution will be 20%. The water pollution will be very less, because the glass we don't need a water. It will not affect the water. And also mining base, because the glass material, the main composition of the glass is mica and quartz. The mica and quartz will be made from the mining. And also water use, the steel, and also look at the aluminium. The aluminium, they require the energy, nearly reduced the energy of 92 to 97%. It's a huge amount. Well, because the energy will be the main part. And also air pollution, yeah, because then it will reduce the air pollution up to 95%. And also same the water pollution, also you have to reduce the water pollution. And also just look over the table regarding the why we go for the recycled materials, what are the advantages, how the parameters will affect the recycled products. That's why even the people will be simply say, so you go recycled materials, all things. And also just the cost benefit analysis of the aluminium. What happened the aluminium cans? Yeah, the aluminium cans regarding the unprocessed ones. It's nearly unprocessed sense of they look like this one, the above image, this one, the unprocessed one, it will give nearly $4.5 per kg. The studded and baled means you have to crush the bottle to make the shape, some amount of shape. It goes nearly the per kg, $0.9. Even the we use plug in ignores the sense of semi-solid materials, it gives nearly 1.32 kg per weight. But look at the spot price of the aluminium, it's nearly 2.38 per kg. But we simply thrown into the landfill. It's not a good thing. So you have to make something from this aluminium. Even it is 2006, it will be 2.38 kg. But nowadays it will be changed, especially nearly up to $3. And also this is one of the example of the upcycled gift will be done by my team, because I done during my winter school in the IIT Madras, IIT Madras under the Indo-German Center for Sustainability. Here we have to make that upcycled gift by the waste of beverage bottles, the coconut shell, like that. We have to produce these things and give these things to professors, to the German professors, as well as the IT professors, to make the honor. Look at the things, it nearly look like very good. Also it will be more effective. So afterwards you saw the some beverage bottle like that, better you go for the upcycled ones. It's something I read at the, something I written, I just memories the apart from this upcycled gift produced from my team. And also what are the startups? Sense of what are the startups we have? The sense of upside, the sense of waste to value sectors. What are the startups? Running startups. They are the live startups will be running now also. What are startups? That is Iran Loom. The Iran Loom, one of the important startup in Delhi. They have to make the upcycled product in the sense of alternative plastic. They have to produce by using used plastic material. They have to make some sense to increase the quality, to make the packaging material of the gift. They have to make some alternative. They have to make the packaging material of the gift. It will substitute the plastic. They have to make some good packaging material look like it's economically good, and also it will be luxurious one. And also Yulonja is one of the important startup, and also get a 2018 best startup of the year by the government of India. Like they have to produce the biodegradable straws. They have to produce biodegradable straws. Like that during our Tamil Nadu government, also during the Indian government, they have to during that time they banned the single-use plastic straws. So during that thing, the fallen coconut leaves, by using that fallen coconut leaves from the farm to make the biodegradable straws. So what happened? The market will be in the bloom, because the single-use plastic will be banned. So you get a lot of they make a lot of money by using that biodegradable straws in the market. And also even we need, when the product will be launched, which time our product will be launched. If the demand is there, you have to launch your product. It's one of the dumb rule of the startups. Yeah, and also the Samudyam pads is ways of the producing sanitary napkins. They have to produce sanitary pads. They simply just what happened using the sanitary things. They have to produce the discarded banana plants. They're using the banana plants. They have to extract the cellulose material from the banana plants. They have to make a cloth-like structure called biodegradable sanitary napkins. Because I don't know when the India will ban the single-use sanitary napkins, but it has a lot of health hazards to the women and ladies. So better you go for the biodegradable things. Even think the India will be reducing those things. Here you definitely go for these things. But the main problem in the behavior change. Yeah, the product will be somewhat high. We're comparing to the single-use sanitary napkins. So you have to change the mindset to make the things in a good manner. It will not affect your health. And these are the important startups, and also one of the important startups regarding the e-waste management, that Namo e-waste. Yeah, the Namo e-waste, one of the inspirational story. They have an inspirational story regarding the how to make a startup. They simply having their own company. They have to just collecting the e-waste from the industry. They just segregate the waste and the things. They have to make something from the e-waste. Simply they throw organic market. What happened? What the e-waste will have? The e-waste will have some metal things. They have to extract the copper, aluminum, and the iron from the e-waste. And also they have, first of all, they make an investment of 2 crores. And also nowadays they have to have the turnover of nearly 5 to 6 crores in the 2018 to 19. It's a huge thing. What they do, they simply collect the e-waste. They have to segregate the e-waste. They have to discard the e-waste. They have to separate the useful thing. They have to separate the unusable things. They have to extract the metal from the e-waste. And where they have to collect. First of all, consumers, the consumer sense of our peoples, they have to make something. And also the collection centers. The collection centers, they have to arrange some collection centers. If you have e-waste means you have to you have to give the e-waste a collection center. During the collection center, they have to collect the e-waste. And also producer responsibility organization. Yeah, they have a proper tracking of the waste. Where they will collect your waste, there's a proper tracking will be there. And also recycling dismantlers, and also they have to whether they will recycle or they have to dismantle. Another producer, even they have to produce some recycled materials in the sense of recycled laptop like that. They have to make. And also the service of the PRO, the producer responsibility organization. They have the responsibility whether they have to collect or not. Whether when they have to collect like that, they have to do a certification. Whether I have to collect this waste from this company like that. During the green auditing, the PRO make a huge sense. And also river logistics, if they have to produce something in the sense of recycled one, even they have to, the peoples also buy the recycled one. And also the main thing in the sense of data destruction. Yeah, well, the data destruction, you asking, what is the data destruction? The data destruction will be you have to erase the data in the e-waste, because the e-waste will be the computers or laptops or the flash, the CDs will all come under the e-waste, the cell phones. There's a lot of data are there. You have to destruct the data, because the data will be, sometimes the data will be the confidential one, or sometimes will be the secrets. So you have to destruct the data before you go for the dismantler or recyclers. And also the pickupping, because they have schedule to pick up, because the e-waste you have to make the some schedule, in the sense of every week the sense of every week we have to collect the waste, every week, every week this day we have to collect the waste. So schedule to pick up. And also the on-site, yeah, someone don't have any belief or don't have any hope whether they destruct the data or not, so they have to destruct the data in on-site itself, or they have to collect the material from the consumer, the security transport. They have to receipt. They have to give the receipt. This amount of e-waste I have to collect that. Now they have to dismantle, reimbursement, repair, studying and segregation. Now look at the stats. They have to nearly 14 lakhs of laptops. They have to recycle it, and also nearly 88,000 of mobile. They have to recycle it. Nearly 2 lakhs of 20,000 home appliances. They have to recycle. It's nearly 1 crores of 37 lakhs 57,000 of 1,000 kgs of e-waste will be reduced in 2019 itself. Afterwards, we go for something will be into the bio-related things, in the sense of the bio innovations from the IIT Kanpur thing. They have to make a pectin. I don't know how many of you are aware about the pectin. The pectin, one of the protein rich, we will use it to make the jelly thing, and also lot of industrial things play a main role in the food industry. What they do? Mostly the pectin will be imported from the foreign countries. But these startup, they have to produce the pectin from the tamarind seeds, not a big rocket science. They have to make using the tamarind seeds. They named the product called gel nuts. And also there is a simply the raw materials will be the tamarind seeds. They don't go for the enzymatic activity. But I don't have any right to explain what is the technology behind these things, because they have to just visualize this live startups. If you have any doubt, means I am not a correct person to solve the technology basis, because I don't have any right to display the technology behind the gel nets. I simply say what are the things they use. And also they have reduced the material cost, because the cost of the tamarind seed will be very less. And also not only they have to make a startup, they have to empowering the women also. Not only they also empower women also. They simply harvested by farmers, and also seeds segregated by women itself, and dispatched by packing and processing and manufacturing. Mostly will be done by the woman itself. This is one of the startup working in IIT Kanpur, and also the startup will be owned by the one woman called Dr. Ruby Gupta. Afterwards is one of the interesting things. Even one of the interesting thing in the presentation itself, the fool. The fool itself in the Hindi word means flower. In Tamil, poo, and also the Hindi, the fool, and also in English, flower. What is the things they have to do? The fool. The fool is one of the growing startup in Uttar Pradesh. They have to make the money from the flower waste, especially not flower waste from the temples. They have to nearly Uttar Pradesh itself, they nearly collect 8.4 tons of floral waste. Yeah, they have to collect 8.4 tons of floral waste. Tons of floral waste in the Uttar Pradesh itself. They have to make something, they have to make handcrafted, they have to using the term called flower recycling to make the useful product from the food. They have to make the instant sticks from the food. And also not only the food, they have a mindset called, if the material will be inside the temple, means this is the property of God. So the property will be get back to the gods itself. So they make incenting sticks from the food. And this is one of the food objectives. They have to make the flower cycling process. The term itself, they indicate the flower cycling. They have to cycling the flowers. How much of flowers they have to? Now itself the flower cycling. Yes, nearly 11,060 tons of flower they have to recycle. They have to recycle, and also they empowered that 73 women. They have to empowered in full time, and also pesticides. You ask what is the role in the pesticides? Because the flowers, we using the flower, the horticultural plants, the floricultural plants, you have to do some pesticides. In the sense of the insects and pesticides, they have to offset the pesticides. And also the 9 children started this, especially they empower the women things, they have to make the 19 children. And also each pack of flower, each pack of incense stick, they have to save the 1.2 lakhs of 1.2 kgs of flowers will be dumped in the Ganga. They have to reduce the Ganga. And also, what is the main difference between the food and also ordinary having the instant sticks? Yeah, the main thing in the instant sticks will be they will be machine made, but the food will be handcrafted. And also, it has the artificial sense. They also use some chemicals, but here there is no artificial things. They only go for the organic in the sense of they only go for the flower patterns. And also after that they go for charcoal made. That's full of charcoal free, and also it has some petroleum product to make the harmful smoke. But the food, it don't have any harmful smoke. It will be non-toxic smoke. It is one of the entrepreneur in the sense of from Ankit Sharma from Uttar Pradesh. They drop out their software job and to make some sense from the flower things to make. Even our Tamil Nadu, nearly 35,000 of temples are there. They're simply wasting the waste. They're simply wasting the flower waste. But some temples, they simply collect the waste. They go for the composting to make the fertilizer. But there's a one concept called a flower cycling to make some sense of the flower. And also I have one video regarding how the fool will make the business.
India
Yeah, I think it's visible to all.
produces tons of flower waste every day. But now, one company is giving a second life to these sacred flowers, collecting more than 12 tons of them from temples and transforming them into handmade incense sticks. But can this blossoming startup make an impact on India's flower waste problem? We visited the headquarters of Fool in Kanpur to find out. It all starts in bustling wholesale markets like the one in Shivalaya. Merchants pick up the flowers that they'll sell outside Hindu temples. Because these flowers are used in rituals, they're considered sacred and can't be thrown into the garbage. Every day, more than 1,000 tons of flowers end up in the Ganges River. But many contain toxic chemicals like arsenic, lead, and cadmium, as well as pesticides.
I have been seeing people putting flowers in the water all my life, but never before had anyone questioned temple waste as a source of pollution. The seed was sown.
Ankit founded Fool, which is the Hindi word for flower. The company's employees pick up the waste from temples throughout Kanpur, making around 19 stops a day. Then they transport the flowers to Fool's facility, where they weigh and separate them from thread, fabric, and plastic. Workers save only the flower petals for the incense sticks and sort them by color. They keep the buds and stems to create compost that is sold as a separate product. Then they lay the flower petals out to dry on large tarps. Once they're dry, they grind them into a powder that is mixed by hand with water and essential oils until it reaches a clay-like texture. Then it's time to roll. Workers dip their fingers into the flower powder while rolling to create an even thickness. Then they let the sticks dry before dipping them again in essential oils. They're laid out to dry one more time, then packaged up. Workers here can produce around 400 incense sticks every hour. Ankit calls this transformation flower cycling, and he says his product is cleaner than others.
Normally, incense sticks are made from charcoal. Burning charcoal releases the poisonous sulfur dioxide and gives out a lot of xylene.
In the beginning, Ankit's family and friends doubted his business.
When I decided to quit my job and come back to Kanpur, the reaction, the immediate people I knew was, I've gone bonkers, that I want to leave a job as an automation scientist and work with temple flowers.
He also had to convince the temples to give his business their sacred flower waste. But he says they didn't initially trust him.
There's this line in the Hindu Aarti which says, Tera tujhko arpan, which basically means what belongs to the gods goes back to the gods. So this is how I used to convince them that these flowers don't belong to you or me, they belong to the gods. And we're using it for the purpose of making incense, which is again being used for worshipping the gods.
Ankit also wants to find other ways of recycling the flowers. He started a research lab to develop new products. They're testing vegan leather and a biodegradable alternative to styrofoam, but those aren't ready for sale. Still, floral waste makes up only about 16% of pollution that runs into the Ganges. Harmful chemicals, open sewer drainage, and garbage run directly.
Okay, fine. I think the video will itself clearly explained how the business will run, how they collect all things. So our Tamil Nadu also, we have a lot of temples are there, especially the sense of Kanchipuram, Kanchipuram, Kumbakonam. They have a lot of temples. Anyone have an idea regarding the things, you have to go with these things. It will be a high beneficial one. Afterwards, we have to give us something regarding the briquetting things, because I have first of all explained what is the bio briquettes and all things, how they do. There's a manufacturing process of the briquetting process. You have to make the briquettes from the waste material. For example, the waste material like the agricultural residues, or sometimes you go for the firewoods or some farm residues. You have to all the things, you have to carbonizing with respect to some charcoal like that. Afterwards, you have to grinding into smaller things like the powder, and mix with the binder. This is some binder regarding to make the binding with respect to materials. And also you go for the briquetting with the use of briquetting machines to make the briquettes. After the briquette, you have to go for the drying. After the drying, you go for the briquette storage, cutting, and packaging. This is one of the process flow diagram of how the briquettes will be produced. And also what are the benefits? Because first of all, you go for the waste to value sectors. What are the benefits we have? If you have a product, raw materials with the user yourself, means the process will be very cheap, and also you get a lot of profit. And also you don't have any tax. You don't have any tax, and you get a subsidy for the plant. And also the one of the important factor in that briquetting plant means you don't need to get the NOC, the no objection certificate from the Pollution Control Board. And also there's a lot of demand in the foreign and also the foreign industries, especially from the briquettes. And also there's a lot of people are working in briquettes, and also rural people also working in the briquetting things. And also you have to know, because even people are even imagine how the briquettes will look like. Yeah, for yours, I get an image regarding how the briquettes will look like. I think the most of the people will see these pellets and also briquetting things, but the demand of the briquettes will be very high in the world market, international market. And also, what are the advantages? The advantage will be in the renewable nature. Yeah, you simply have a question. How it is renewable? Because the fire, you have to fire the firewoods. It also you also produce the toxic material sense of the carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. It will affect the environment. How we will call it as the renewable? But the things will be, it will complete the carbon cycle. If they have to emit, and also the same plant will absorb the CO and carbon dioxide. So it's renewable things, and also cost effective, eco-friendly, and also the reducing usage of wood. And also we have the perfect thing, so the transportation will be easy, and also the no sulfur, and also you get the high efficiency, and also the constant heat will be the main factor in the briquettes. Now, before we go for the some funding opportunities, I have a video regarding the how the briquettes will make. And also the funding itself indicate that there's a lot of biotech ventures on that. They have to ready to fund a lot of things in the sense of if you have a perfect innovation, and also whether it is an intellectual property with is try to make IP means they have ready to make a lot of money. They have to ready to invest a lot of money. There's a lot of stages in the venture center. First of all, we have the very early stage, in the sense of simply you have a idea. So simply we have an imaginary, we have an idea means that is a very early stage. The early stage sense of you have a proof of concept. Yeah, I have a proof of concept. It will be work, and also risk assessment will be done. Means it will be the early stages. After development stage, even you have a proof of concept, even you've done a lab scale testing, you have a lot of data generation, lot of things in the sense of you will be in a development stage, because you have a technology, you have a conceptual idea, you have a proof of concept, you have a lab testing things, you have a data things, and also you have a know the technology. So it is called development stage. And also last stage of development will be validation. Yeah, validation is one of the important thing, because most of the startup, most of the product will be failed in the field trials itself. Sometimes you'll go for the other things. And also the commercialization in the sense of you have a product, but you have only 1 kg of product. You testing all the quality parameters, you pass all the quality parameters, all things. Afterwards, you go for the commercialization. During the commercialization also, some of the venture centers are ready to give you a fund up. These are the types of stages in the bio venture, and also some of the funding, source of funding. Yeah, source of funding nearly the friends and families. Even it is one of the main common thing. Angel investors, angel investors is the main thing. Even is not including some company or thing. They have some fund. They need some innovation. They will impress with your innovation or you are impressed with your concept. Means they have to give you money. And also the granting aid, in the sense of the government platforms like the Startup India and also the BIRAC and also the Agri things will all comes under the startups. And also sometimes I have to definitely explain the funding things. It will change. It's a lot of difference between the loan and the funding grants. Because the loan you have to repay, but the grant you have to make you don't need to repay, but you have to produce the product. That's the main difference between the loan and the grants and funds. And also you have to know what are the various types of government funding is there, because when the government will make some fund, first of all there's a lot of venture creations are there. I already explained about the stages. What are the stages we have? First of all, before you go for a solution, first of all you make a problem statement. The problem statement will be the first stage of the things. First of all, you have to choose nearly 2 to 3 problem statements. After that, you have to finalize the 2 or 3 problem statements. You finalize the 1 problem statement. After the 1 problem statement, you have to get a solution of 2 to 3 solutions for the problem statement. After that, better, which one is better? So once your solution will be failed in the lab trial itself, means you don't go back. Again, you have another solution. As a backup solution also you have to need to pass the things. After that, we have a concept. You have to make the ability. After the testing things, all things, you have to make the demonstration. You have the prototype development. The demonstration part, you have to make the prototype. Whether the prototype will be the smaller one or nothing, but the prototype will explain your concept very clearly. Commercial production, whether it is economically viable, whether it is economically done, whether it is economically available, means you definitely go for the commercially production. After that, you go production use, it nearly look like the sense of delivery of the woman, sense of first month, second month, third month. During the commercially production, the product in use, you get the sense of get a happiness regarding the how the mother will feel during the pregnancy, during the newborn baby, how the mother will feel. The newborn baby come out from the mother stomach, how the mother feel. The same feel will be do the entrepreneur or the startup investor. This is one of the steps how the government will fund. Mostly the government having the technology development funds. Yeah, you have a problem, you have a concept with the mind itself, but you don't have money to adopt the technology. They have to give money for the you, and also fund for patent production. Yeah, sometimes you will be more unique with respect to some other things, so they definitely go for the patent production, sense of IP rights. And also, for example, the 12-year-old child, they also produce the solar powered iron boxing. These are the very unique one. They have make some IP things, and also technology in licensing. You have to get a license. This technology is mine. And also technology scale up, it all comes from the risking fund, all things, and also market entry fund. They also give the market entry funds, expansion fund, the sense of you have to expand your startup with respect to production efficiency. It also gives some funds. There's a lot of funds are that especially the government funding. Now, what are the key sources for development funding? What are the things we have for the technology development? Sense of what are the funding sources, because there's a lot of funding sources are there, but innovators or students, they are don't aware of who will give the fund, because they simply from my side, I am from the DPT, Department of Biotechnology, comes under the Biotechnology Research Assistant Council. We simply goes, yeah, I am giving lot of this type of fund, this type of fund from the BTP. But some people don't aware. Simply, some people don't aware about science and technology. They simply having the concept of biotechnology. After we go a technology development board fund, the DSI, not only the CSIRA, DSIRA funds are there, and also the National Research Development Corporations are there, and also the Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Industry, especially the briquetting manufacturing, and also not only the briquetting manufacturing, and also if you go for the areca plate manufacturers, they get a fund of nearly 5 lakhs. The loan itself to the Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, they give a loan of nearly 5 to 10 lakhs. These are the key funding sources. Whether you not restricted yourself with only I only get funding from DST. If you have a one product, means you have to apply all the funding sources. Whether you all the funding sources, you have to get some fund from these things. You are not restricted with one or two funding sources. From my point of view, you have to apply all things. First of all, for my fellowship, I applied for the DST and DPT, but I will get from the DPT from itself, from the Department of Biotechnology. I get a grant in the sense of Spark Innovation Fellowship. After that, in the sense of the BIRAC, the Biotechnology Research Assistance Council, they have a biotechnology ignition grant. The sense of they have to give a product development of 50 lakhs for your product development, especially. And also, what are the fields they have to choose? They have agriculture, industrial biotechnology, healthcare, drugs and delivery, medical biotechnology, bio IT interface. If you have a concept of proof, if you have a perfect concept of proof, you have how to run your industry, how to run your startups will means you definitely you go for that biotechnology ignition grant. Even there is a lot of big grant partners are there. There's a lot of biotechnology ignition grant partners are there. Simply you have to apply with respect to support of big partners. The big model, I just share the venture center, but even there is a lot of big partners are there as biotechnology ignition partners are there. Just you have concept of proof, just go with that big partner. They will support you how to apply, and also they support how to make a proper research proposal. All things they have to done with the help of you. And also every year they have to get a call of that big grant. This is one of the things, how much of time period they have to give, how the initial funding, all things will take place. First of all, the funding applicability, nearly the initial funding, how the mentor will be, you will be eligible or not for the funding property. And also eligibility criteria, mostly your product will be the R&D with the Indian companies, and also you will be in Indian, in the sense of Indian academic, even your researchers or students, academicians or students, you have to apply. The evaluation process, the main thing, they simply go for the big partner. So the big partner in the sense of the main thing, and also evaluation criteria will be innovative, the concept will be innovative, otherwise the technology will be innovative, otherwise the impact will be innovative, or otherwise the commercialization plans will be innovative, whatever will be innovative. I already first of all explained the product will be same, but the synthesis or production process will be different, it will be innovative. The product will be different, the production will be same. So this is also the innovative concept, the innovative things. And also they have give a time period of 50 lakhs of 18 months. The 50 lakhs you have to make your salary, you have to make the patenting cost, you have to make the market research cost, working capital, all will comes under will be in the 50 lakhs. And also the main thing, they don't give the money for infrastructure. If you go to build the one building for my thing with, they don't go for the infrastructure development. They will give amount to make the purchasing some equipments or make the some patenting costs they have to give. And also this is also one of the important fellowship program will comes under the Biotechnology Industry Research Council. It's called SPARK, the Social Innovators, the SPARK Innovation Fellowship. What is the main thing in the SPARK Innovation Fellowship? They overthrew in our India, we have nearly 14 SPARK centers they have to make. And what are the theme they have for the Spark Innovation Fellowship? They have a maternal and the child health, aging and health, food and nutrient, waste to value, compacting environmental pollution, agri-tech. These are a lot of things. But now I am working with the waste to value sector. And also, what is the eligibility? It is not a big one. Even the only the scientists will apply. Even the bright students will apply. Not at all. The eligibility will be the whether they have a one technical degree or the MSc or BTech, BE, MS or MPhil or MD. But the main problem in the Spark Fellowship will be the age. The age will be less to 35 years only. You have to apply. And also, why I am doing lot of things with it with this innovation, the Spark Innovation Fellowship means no fellowship. You have to give nearly 50,000 per month. The fellowship amount they have to give for the fellowship will be the duration of 18 months, nearly 1.5 years. They have to give a fellowship of fellowship of 50,000 per month. Look at the nearly 18 months. They have to give 9 lakhs.
Ma'am, with regard to the fees collection, last week we had a plan of conducting a parents teacher meet for each class separately in the evening, ma'am. That was indeed an overwhelming response. Almost more than 95% of the parents took part in the PTA and they switched on their video and all. It was a good and a positive response. And to highlight the response and the feedback is one parent has said, காலேஜ் ஆரம்பிச்சு ஒரு வருஷம் ஆச்சு, அடுத்த ஃபீஸ் ஏன் கட்டணும் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சிட்டு இருந்தேன். இந்த மீட்டிங் அட்டன் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் எனக்கு புரிஞ்சிருச்சு, இனிமே நான் அடுத்த ஃபீஸை நான் கட்டிடுறேன். And this is the statement she has said. Maybe a direct contact with the parent and conveying them like what is that you are exactly doing and what is that college and the management is trying to give them, and orienting them on this, will really give an encouragement from parents to pay the fees. This is my personal observation when I had PTA with all the 6 classes, ma'am. And this is a strategy that we have applied to.
I don't know correctly exact who told regarding these things all. I don't know how to relate these things with that. Because the
You can continue.
Yeah, sure. Because in the sense of the fellowship amount will be the nearly 50,000 per month, and also they give a 5 lakhs of mini grant. Even if you go for the sense of if you go for the PhD, the sense of IITs, they have only give 35,000, 31,000, 35,000. Again, you go for state universities, they only give 10,000. Again, okay, fine, I will go for central universities. They also give the same thing. The only fellowship you give more than 50,000 will be the Prime Minister Fellowship only. They have to give 85,000 per month. After that, they go for the 50,000 sense of the BIRAC, the Spark Innovation Fellowship. They have to give 50,000 per month. Not only I am talking about the money itself. You get a mentoring. You get a mentoring from the whole IITs, not only the IITs, whole state Indian universities. There's a lot of people are roam around, especially from the BIRAC. This BIRAC is not a simple thing. It's an umbrella of innovation and also umbrella of expert committees are there. So if anyone have any doubts regarding that Spark Innovation Fellowship, you have to contact me personally, how to apply and how to write the research proposal for the Spark Innovation Fellowship, how the interview are there, how the committee will evaluate the interview. I'm open to give the all things regarding the Spark Innovation Fellowship, because I am working on the same. I also selected from the Spark Innovation Fellowship, but the main problem will be the competition. The Spark Fellowship, the competition, nearly only the 2% of the people will be into the Spark Innovation Fellowship, because it is a high competitive one while comparing to the IITs. Even if you get a PhD from IITs, but if you not get this Spark Innovation Fellowship, if you get a proper mentorship and guidelines, definitely you get these fellowships. And also, you said because someone says I am from Tamil Nadu, I don't go for the, I don't know Hindi, I don't go for the North India, and also some North Indians, I don't like Tamil Nadu, I don't come from Tamil Nadu, like that. Even they have nearly 14 centers regarding all over the India. Look at in Hyderabad also, they have the IIT Madras Research Park also, they have in Hyderabad, they also have in Mangalore, especially in Tamil Nadu, the PhD STEM. And also KIT first, IIT Kanpur, and also the Pune. There's a lot of research spot centers are in around regarding nearly 14. The nearly 14, the every center will work for the different themes. And also the prism, the prism also the prism, the prism also they also have a lot of things look like the same big grant. They also same things one of the spot, and also this is the one of the funding grant like the main thing is big and prism. They also the same thing, but the cost will be more, or the grant will be more. Otherwise, the evaluation process will be differ. This is one of the main difference between the prism and the some other fellowships. Not only from the India itself. And first of all, I done a lot of things. The India itself, not only the India itself. There's a lot of things in around the international ones. First of all, the Bill and the Melinda Gates Foundation is one of the main international program for the start innovations. And also the grant challenges, the DPT. I already explained about the BIRAC things. They have to give a lot of fund. And also they have seed grant of 1.2 crores, a high one. The BIRAC will be the limit of giving 3 crores. It nearly they have a right to make 3 crores of fund. They have to give. You don't go any security to him, and also you don't give any security to the people. Even I know how much of pain. If you have to make a house loan from the bank, means I know how much of pain you have to suffer. They need lot of security. You have a pay scale. You have a salary slip, like that. Lot of things. But here you don't go anything. You don't need anything. You have a innovation idea with you, means you have to get a lot of funds from the Indian government. You have to analyze which fund will be suitable for your innovations. And also the welcome test joint call. Even the BIRAC also having the joint call with the international things, and also 100% they have to give. You have to don't get repay to the BIRAC. If you get a BIRAC, means you have to spend all amount with respect to the proof, and also you have to make a prototype with respect to your concept of proof. It's enough. And also these are the what are the things, what are the fellowships in the sense of what are the grants, in the sense of what are the stages, especially for the innovation ideation. You only have the innovation thing, and also the proof of innovation thing, means you have to apply these fellowships. Then by big prism phase 1 SBIRI, these are the grants will be available in the BIRAC. You have to apply for the innovative ideation. And you have a proof of concept. Yeah, you have a proof of concept. It is possible. I have to do. Means if you go for these fellowships, that BIPP, DTP, NMILT, Prism Phase 2, it will be comes under the proof of concept. And also I have a proof of concept. I have an idea. I have proof of concept. I have to test it with the lab, and also have some results. It will be perfectly viable. Means you go for the TRS and PAC phase funds. After that, PRS phase funds, if someone need me, just screenshot it, because it's one of the important slides regarding what are the funds given by the Indian government itself. I am not go for the foreign abroad, because a lot of people are going foreign things. I have to make something like that. But even our India also giving a lot of funds to our innovations. And also commercialization pots, they have to give the enabling funds, IP, market incubation. These are the lot of funds we have to give. The government will give for our peoples. Now this is the last slide regarding that we have to isolate the funding gene. Yeah, you are the people. You are the people. You have to isolate the funding gene. You have to isolate whether my project will be get fund from these things, whether my project will be fund from these source. So you have to make something from the things. I think I am clear with the funding and all. If you have any worries regarding the funding, the how to apply for innovation fellowship, just mail me regarding my personal mail ID, and also this is my WhatsApp number. You have to mail me for the further communications and all things. And also, I think the organizing committee, I have 15 minutes or Q&A session, or I will share the research proposal of the big grant. Is possible?
If you want, you can show the big grant proposal, sir.
Yeah, I will show the format. I am not showing the proposal because it will be somewhat confidential. I have to show the format.
Okay, sir. No issues.
Yeah, sure. Will be visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah, okay, fine. First of all, how you have to prepare the concept note, nearly you mostly you have to reduce your wordings. You have to reduce your wordings. For example, the problem statement will be the one line. It will be enough. You have to reduce your wording limit. And also, first of all, the concept will be not more than 2 pages. The concept will not go for not more than 2 pages. And also, what are the structure of the what are things you have to get into the concept note? First of all, you have to do the title and the description of the things. Afterwards, you have to know your problem statement, and also how you impact, the problem statement, your problem statement or the solution will impact the society or not. It's nearly 2 to 3 lines is enough. And also what's the innovation? And also science behind innovation, because the science behind will be the main thing. Because simply having innovation, there is no science means they will not accept. They will not approve your things. So you have to make the science behind your innovation, and also work done so far. What are things you have to done itself for your innovation? And also preliminary data, not secondary data. What are the preliminary data? Like the goals and objectives, in the sense of what are the goals you have, what are the benefits, what are the objectives of your innovation, like that. And also you have to prepare for the milestone, because you have to separate the milestone into 1, 2, 3 milestone. First of all, the first milestones will be the lab works, and also second milestone we have the comparison of other product with you. The third milestone we have to make the prototype. The fourth milestone will be the commercialization. You have to make the milestones 1 and 2, 3, 4. And also what are the things you have the problem statement? How the problem statement look like? It mainly you have to include the data and also reference to support it, because you have a data means you have a problem. You have a problem with this amount of data, so you have to do. And also conclude the opportunities. Whether my innovation will be make some opportunity to other ones. You have to make some effect to the environment. You have to give things. And also the main thing, you don't go for exceed the 2 paragraphs. It will be short and sweet. And also problem statement, the main concept of note will be the problem statement. Even by using your problem statement, they know what is the innovation you have. And also I already explained the science behind. You have to make the science behind will be the key parameters, because some of the people having only the innovation, but there is no science, there is no behind the science. So you have to make the strong behind the science will be very strong with respect to a problem statement. You have to do proper things. And also sometimes you have to make the goal and objectives. You have to long-term impact. Yeah, this is one of the important things. You have to make the long-term impact. The long-term impact is the most important 2 things. And also objectives will be more specific. Yeah, the objectives will be more specific, not common. And also limit your 3 to 5 mining. Yeah, you have to objectives nearly 3, and also prototype will be 2. Sometimes you have input the brief introduction of your team. Yeah, your team. What is your team? What is the qualification? What is the including name? This is the format. In the sense of the format officially given by, look at it here. The notice has been uploaded to the BIRAC big application. in the 2020. So you just go through these things, which will be very helpful to write the research proposal in the sense of BIRAC big grant. I think you have any doubts regarding that research proposal, I am ready to do.
Participants, if you have any doubts, you can post your queries in the chat box, or you can unmute your. Participants, if you have any queries, you can
Participants attending the program from YouTube can also put your queries on comment box. So we will represent it here in front of the resource person.
Yeah, I don't know. The chat box will be look like what's happening. Amit Fosim. And also, I get a question regarding how can I get this BIRAC fellowship? Yeah, it will be very simple. If you have, in the sense of you have one innovative idea with some social impact, means you have to just apply the BIRAC grant. If you just go for the BIRAC website, otherwise you go for the sense of I will type here SIIC IIT Kanpur. You just Google it, SIIC IIT Kanpur, the Startup Incubation Innovation Center, IIT Kanpur. They have a lot of things, just you have to apply when the things will be open. The sense of when the grant or when the fellowship will be open, you just apply. If you have an innovative idea, and also you have some social impact with the innovative idea, means you have to definitely you have to apply. But I don't know, I don't give guarantee to get the fellowship because it's one of the competitive one, and also only the 5% will be selected for this fellowship. It will be very competitive. So your innovative things, the proof of concept or problem statement will be strong enough to tackle the competitors. I think Agamat, I think I am clear to you.
Sir, I have a query. So, is there any scheme open right now for the biotechnology innovation in biotechnology?
I think the big grant will be open now. The biotechnology ignition grant will be open now.
Is there any currently open? They have opened.
Yeah, I don't have a correct idea regarding, because the timelines will be changed due to the COVID situation. The timelines of the fellowship will be changed. Okay. Just you Google it, the SIIC IIT Kanpur, you get some information regarding whether it is open or not. They have all details regarding the fellowship, the deadline, and the start line.
So, is there any scheme open for incubation center to apply?
Yeah, it is open. Even the Spark Innovation Fellowship, the Spark partners.
Oh, okay.
If you apply, but I think the Tamil Nadu itself having the two spot centers already. The 2 to 3 spot centers Tamil Nadu already have. Okay. Better you apply for the prism or some things. You have to apply.
Okay. Sir, someone
because
has
already the scope of biofuels in research. Yeah, the good question. The scope of biofuels in research, especially only for you don't go for the food scarcity. I will tell. Yeah, we have a lot of scope in biotechnology. PhD. Okay, fine. First of all, the PhD in the sense of the post on the PhD, not only the scope of biofuels, even the biofuels also having a lot of things in the sense of the biofuel, whether you have to prepare a biofuel from which type of generation of biofuels. This is the main thing, and also you go for the to be producing biofuels from the food materials. You have to produce a biofuels from the algae, or sometimes you have to know whether the research, the sense of you going for the PhD, your the sense of your research proposal and the cover letter will be perfectly matches your research. Also, the scope of PhD. I am not assured the PhD holders will get a job in India because there's a lot of PhD students are there in and around are roaming there. So better you do your PhD. If you go for higher studies, means better you go for IITs, especially for the biofuels. You definitely choose IIT Kharagpur, IIT Delhi, and also NIT Trichy. These are the major peoples working in the biofuels. You will get a lot of things, and also the IIT Madras, the sense of chemical engineering, the sense of IIT Madras, the chemical engineering department also having a lot of biofuel research are there. So if you have any idea to do things, the biofuel in the sense of the PhD things, then definitely go for the IITs. Otherwise, you go for the abroad universities. And definitely, I don't have any idea about the scopes and all, because even the scope will be not with me. I think I'm clear with the Anbu Mutturaja.
Prasanna Kumar sir, there are some queries in YouTube chat box. I will represent the participants.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So Mr. Suresh Kumar asked that for startup can apply individually or through institution for grants.
Okay. Yeah, in the sense of the startups, it will be. I already told in the sense of the research proposal. Even if you have a single person, you have a right to apply. Even you have a team, you have right to apply. Depends upon the scheme. For example, the big grant, the BIRAC, the big grant, you have to apply from the institution itself. Institution means not a colleges at all. The big partners. And also, it is not a constraint. In the sense of if you're working in assistant professor in the institution, means also you have to apply. It's not a big thing, but during the fellowship, you are not in any employment or source of income. It's the main thing for the fellowships. And also the grant, the grant you have to get the grants even if you are individual or a team, even if you are an individual person, you get, and also will get the amount. It's not any conditions or restrictions whether we are a single person or a team member. Even if you have a good concept idea with proper science behind the idea, means you have to apply. It's not a restrictions on that.
He also asked that is there any last date for big application? But I hope big is not currently active now.
Yeah, I am also not aware of these things because the COVID will change all the timelines, especially even the big grant also. I think the 2022, the sense of 2022 March or April, the grant will be open. The sense of February to March, the grant will be open. They will apply because 2020 will be over. Even the 2021, the big grant winners also released by the BIRAC, I think. I think some messages are not visible to me in chat box. I don't know why.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir. Is there any specific method to convert any waste to wealth material or any useful material, sir?
No, sir. There is no any specific methods are there. The methods are already framed. The methods are already framed by scientists and all things. The main thing, you have to identify the waste, whether this waste will be wasted here. So we have to do something from the waste. The process will be same. If you, for example, if you have a fruit waste, if you have a vegetable waste, the process will be same to go for the composting or things. The process will be same. But the main thing is the type of waste. Your innovative will be in the type of waste, because there's a lot of things are going in fruits and things. I already explained the flower pot is one of the innovative things. So the method will be common. The method will be common. The only difference will be the raw material and the product. That's it.
Okay,
I
sir.
think
Suppose,
Yes, sir.
I understood, sir. Suppose this are all in case of food waste and vegetable waste, okay. If in case of plastic waste or any paper waste and all, how same method only, sir, for those all that kind of material.
The paper waste, mostly we simply go for the paper waste. We don't go for the recycling or all things. The plastic, definitely, if I ask, if you go for the recycling methods, there's a lot of recycling methods. The main problem in the plastic will be the types of plastic.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of types of, nearly the 18 to 20 types of plastics are there. For example, you're using that the sense of the packaging material. For you are buying something, the packaging material, the plastic will be differ. And also using a single plastic, the plastic will be differ. The phone cases, the phone cover, it also having the different plastic. So the main attack in the plastic recycling will be the separation of plastic types.
Okay. Because in and
better
around.
You go, yes, sir. Better you go for the upcycling technology. I already explained the upcycling technologies. Better you go for the upcycling, because you don't go for the chemical reactions and go for the recycling. You go for the upcycling. But in India, I don't know whether the upcycling make an impact or money or not. But foreign countries, they make a lot of money, I'm sure.
Okay, but for that some investment we have to make, sir, for upcycling process.
Yeah, for upcycling process, we have to, whether first of all, how much of waste you have in your hand, in the sense of how much of waste, and also the supply chain management is the main attack in the waste management. So you have to go through these things. Afterwards, you go for the upcycling things, you will go.
Okay. Because in and around, we can make it for our home use also. We can simply we can do it.
Yeah, the upcycling, you have to make something. You don't go for the buying, or you go for the home itself, means you have to do. There's a lot of things that the jeans pant, the off jeans pant, they use as a flower pot like that, and also use it for the waste water can. You have to inverted thing. You have to use it for the irrigation things, in the sense of capillary irrigation, all things. You have to use it for the irrigation things.
Okay, for that, any instruments or any machines, any machinery data, anything is required, sir, for our home purpose. Suppose simply if we are implementing or in our house.
No, sir. You don't need any machines or simply things. If you have a bottle, means you have to just put one hole in the. Just you put a hole in the cap of the bottle. You have to invert the bottle and just dip into the soil. So it will give the water to the soil with a proper condition. So it will be called as the capillary irrigation, or sometimes called as the big irrigation, all things. So if you go for a high-end product, means you need a machinery, all things. For example, if you go for the ornamental things, you go for these things, means you need something like to convert.
Oh, as you said, in the bottle we have to make one hole, and that whole bottle itself we have to insert that all the other materials, and we have to dip into the mud or something like that underground.
Yeah, like that. Otherwise, you have to make some. You have a bottle, means you have a LED light, means you have to make the LED light into the bottle. Just close the bottle. Just use as a night lamp also.
Oh, okay. That waste bottle can be used with the LED light bulb. Okay.
Yeah, same thing. A lot of people are doing it by using the waste things, by using the sunlight. You also use this here. Light does look like a sunlight.
Okay. Is there any material, sir, to go through that on any can we get any materials like notes like that? Any books?
No, sir. The materials will be different because you are asking the plastic means we have a different types of materials will be made from the plastic. If you have a metal things means you have to melt the metal to make. For example, during the COVID, the petrol things will be converted into the the sense of the washing of hands and the sense of the wash basin. I think you have aware about this. The petrol things will be converted into wash basins. So you have to. It's a lot of technologies are there. We have to explore.
Okay. So where to get all these details? Any online things, sir? Any particular site
Yes,
or
sir,
something
there's a
like
lot of online things are there. You just googling the upcycling business models, you get a lot of ideas, but not from India. That's the main thing.
Okay. But at least we can come to know that what they are doing. At least we can implement by using
Yes,
that.
sir. There's a lot of people are doing in home itself, not from the business stand. They're mostly using as a home appliances.
Okay. So we can browse it like upcycling business idea.
Upcycle gifts or upcycle products from waste.
Okay. Because nowadays this waste product is coming like anything because the people are not know most of the people they are not aware of it the public place even.
Yes, sir.
So,
But our youngsters are very smart. They mostly throwing in the sense of throwing the waste materials in dustbin itself.
yes, sir. But dustbin itself they are throwing, but some people they are throwing like roadside and all somewhere and all. Due to that mosquito problems and so many issues are there because people they are not getting any awareness about the problems or health issues they are coming because of due to this waste and all. So that is what that is.
I don't know. I am very frank or very in the sense of very frank or telling very frank. The just thing I simply says here common sense. That's it.
Yes. That's it. People should have common sense.
Yeah, the common sense will play a main role.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful ideas.
Sir, another one query from YouTube chat box. So a random guy has asked that how can a student who is willing to become an entrepreneur approach any of such institution individually without knowing anything? I hope he's asking about institutions like IIT Kanpur, I think.
Yeah, I think you have to, if you have an idea, start to my finishing presentation, I simply says you have innovative idea with a strong science behind the idea means you have to apply whatever you need, you have to apply from the grants. Even you don't need my support or you support or incubation support, you don't need any support. If you have idea means simply you have to apply for the grants or fellowships. Even there is a lot of things on that. Simply you have to apply. From my side, you have to apply with the innovative part with a strong science behind the innovation. That's enough. We don't need any knowledge or we don't need any institutional support. We don't need even you are from IIT student, you have to get a grant like that. Nothing. Even you have a state university student, even you are from a private college student, you have to apply. It's not a big issue.
So Prasanna sir, I think it's already time, so I think we can.
Yeah, sure.
So we had a great session from you, sir. So you have shared a lot of knowledge regarding biotechnology grant and upcycling of recycled materials. So it was a great session from you, sir, and I would like to thank all the participants participating in this webinar and also my colleagues who are putting so much effort from the back, and looking forward to collaborate with you in more and more programs like this. And I already mentioned earlier that we are going to conduct more programs on entrepreneurship and skill development for the student startups and for the family. So hope we'll be continue to do programs like this. I'm also requesting all the parties to participate in these kind of programs to develop your knowledge and nurture your ideas into prototype and convert your prototype into a product. So we are ready to invite more and innovative ideas from you guys, and we are ready to support in whatever way we can do. So thank you all, and thank you, Prasanna sir, for your. Thank you all.
Prasanna sir, thanks a lot for your session. And one more thing, two of our Annamalai University students are working on waste to wealth area. So one is working on biomass requiting, and another one student, chemical engineering student, is working on value addition of flower petals to agarbatti sticks. So I hope you explained both ideas in the slide.
Yes, sir.
In this occasion, I request Mr. Saptagirisan and Mr. Arul to share your thoughts with Mr. Prasanna sir. He is a good resource person for you guys. So, Mr. Saptagirisan, are you in the session now?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
You are audible, Saptagiri.
Hi, sir. I'm trying to working on biomass recruiting. So basically, my I choose the raw material was a water hyacinth plant, sir. So it already yes, sir. Water hyacinth. It's already an invasive plant, so it will be both solving two problems, sir. Reduce carbon footprint on the production of fuels, and other thing is it could eradicate the water hyacinth problem, sir. So thanks a lot for your session, sir. Thank you.
Sure, Saptagiri.
Mr. Arul? Arul, are you in the session now? Okay, fine, sir. So we will connect them both with you. So please guide them and support them. We deserve your support. Let's be in touch. And thanks a lot for your wonderful presentation and your valuable time. So participants, I hope with this we can end up the session. I hope no more queries is there.
So we have posted the feedback link in the chat box. So please the feedback form so that it will be useful for us to improve more on upcoming workshops.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your wonderful opportunity to explore my ideas. In future, we will collaborate with new ideas and also the grants, all things. Thanks once again to all participants and organizing team.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.